The prosecution has described your relationship with Grace Jabari as tumultuous and abusive. How would you describe that two-year relationship?
I loved Grace. Our relationship was not healthy, you know, and that began to reveal itself over time.
Why'd you stay?
I was scared. With the red flags, I found that, and I use this word, I was, oh, this is dangerous. This is months before the incident. I should have been brave. I should have said, no, this isn't working, and I should have walked away. And I should have walked away.
Jonathan Majors. We know about his films. We definitely know about his relationship. But what you may not know is why he ignored the red flags. Here's my theory. First, Jonathan Majors is human and no different than the rest of us. He's not the first to ignore red flags and certainly not the first to engage in a trauma bond. You may be asking, what was his trauma? In 2020, Majors was quoted as saying, "Our father, who loved us dearly, just kind of disappeared one day, and he resurfaced 17 years later." This can be classified as abandonment trauma. He also reported that he got arrested and suspended many times in his teenage years, both typical of abandoned boys. Fast forward to his relationship with Grace Jabari. When you have abandonment in your history, you tend to choose partners that enable you to repeat the cycle of abandonment. Jonathan Majors obviously chose a woman who did not meet his standards, especially since he had to repeatedly give her examples of prominent black women that he wanted her to be like. Choosing a partner that you know doesn't measure up to your standards is not only a result of low self-esteem, which is another symptom of abandonment, but it's also a way to ensure that at some point it's going to end in a breakup, thus continuing the cycle. It also explains why he was entertaining another woman while they were together. Sometimes childhood abandonment can cause adults to overlap partners in order to create an emotional safety net. So this explains the trauma bond. Now, why did he ignore the red flags? The real reason red flags are hard to see in trauma bonds is because it's hard to run away from what you are. You see, if you have unhealed trauma and it's dominant within you, no matter how different you think you are from your ex, you both have the same level of brokenness. You don't get into a relationship if you don't resonate with somebody, at least on some level. Red flags get hard to see because you're essentially waving the same flag as your partner. So, why did Jonathan Majors ignore the red flags? The answer is the same reason the rest of us do.